Guys, this is why you should actually get into IT.
Surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you, uplift you.
What do you think about AI? Do you feel like
Yeah.
it's gonna?
The first person that gave me a job, I felt like I owed them because
It's an amazing story, and I think people need to hear this. Hi. He's the one kind of running it. Amazing, it's totally dark. You know, Ronnie, you work very hard, man, as a data engineer, and amazing that you and your brother, your brothers, you've bought 3 houses on the same street.
That's right.
And their house is amazing. You're such a great motivation for a lot of people. You teach people, you give them, you motivate them to actually work hard and, transition and basically improve their lives. And so, what would you say has been a great motivator for you to do this?
you have to have crazy faith. That's the word that I can think of that summarizes everything.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the kind of faith that you're not even afraid of failure. I think we are too, so sometimes we overthink and we end up thinking ourselves to not do it.
Yeah.
But if you have crazy faith, you will know that you're going to try something. If that doesn't work, try something else.
Yeah.
Because you're not all about, worried about what people think or what people don't tell you.
Yeah.
You only know what you want to get at in mind. So
Wow.
have a goal, have surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you, uplift you. Trust in God, but trust me, have crazy faith, and you will get there.
Absolutely, man. I love it. I love the way you've been able to transform yourself to, 6-figure salary, being able to help others to reach that milestone. And even here is beautiful. I mean, like, look at this dining area. This is the dedication and efforts, hard work that you've put in to reap the fruits. And amazing. I just love this. This is so inspiring that three of you houses on the same street.
That's right.
So who did it first?
Raymond,
Raymond first, your brother Raymond.
then Roland, then me.
Roland, and
Save the
then-
best for last.
Oh wow! And all of you, and you built this houses custom built,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yes, wow. And your mom is also doing this. She's also a data engineer. That's
right,
amazing.
that's
That's why I encourage you. Like, it's never too late to change your career. Their mom actually, your mom started, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one actually who pushed me to want to get into this analytics thing
Yeah.
much deeper than I was doing.
Ronnie actually helps to train others in SQL structured query language. Can you tell people that don't know? Let me switch
Yeah,
over
for sure,
this
for
side.
sure, for sure.
Can you tell people that don't know what SQL is? What is SQL?
Think of it as the language that is used in storing databases. All data has to be stored in tables, and these tables are kept in systems or applications that are managed using this thing called SQL.
Right.
So we need SQL to be able to execute queries or commands to either update data, retrieve data. If I want to look in my data and say, what was last month's sales for the South region?
Yeah.
I need to query that. And so you need SQL to be able to get that data from databases.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. All right, Ronnie. So the other thing I want to ask you, like, yeah, I know this, but I want other people to be able to understand what do we mean by the end-to-end processing of data to help businesses make better business decisions? What does
Absolutely.
that entail? Yeah.
So it's basically getting from the beginning to the end. Where is the data housed? The first thing you want to know is what systems do you have? Are you using Excel? Are you using a SQL database? And then what is the frequency of retrieval of that data, or refreshing of the data? So once you understand that, the next is cleansing the data. Right? You heard of ETL, the extract, transform, load. The transformation is really important. So we're talking about how do we partialize the data either from multiple tables, condensing into one table, whether it's adding columns that we need for KPIs, and then all the way down to the reporting, which is the output.
Yeah.
So you build the dashboard, you build the reporting view of the data. I love the quote you said, it's like a mirror looking at yourself in a more analytical way. And then also automation. People don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You have to be able to automate it or repeat it. You can't build something one time and then only use it one time.
Yeah.
We need to be able to repeat that on whatever cadence you want to do it. It has to be repeatable, and it has to be able to update through over time. You may add a new field, you may add a new business model. So being able to be automatable and repeatable is important.
Absolutely. So Ron is talking about also scalability here, because if you're starting with a small data set and you want to be able to grow it, you need to be able to build a pipeline that will be able to accommodate the growth of that data, because the volume of data is always increasing. So I think that's part of what you're also saying, and it's absolutely important to take those considerations when you are designing either the data the databases, where you're going to how much storage you're going to need. So it's important to understand your business needs.
That's right.
In terms of that. But this is amazing. So Ronnie does come and help me on my team sometimes here and there when it comes to coaching and training my team members, and we've helped over 98 data engineers transition into the field. And even when people lose jobs and they want to get rehired, we help them, also coach them to help them get back on the market. So what makes you want to always give back to the community, to help the people that are struggling to either succeed or get rehired? What's your motivation that makes you always want to come back and help?
Yeah, and before I get to that answer, 98 and counting.
Yes.
Let's not go. Yeah, it's definitely counting, because it's going to go up.
And you told me not to say 98 data engineers, but talk about 98 families.
98 stories that have been transformed forever.
Absolutely, because these data engineers depend on. they have families that depend on them, and so when you are saying think about the impact, what do you mean by that?
So I'll give you one story. This lady that I was training with, I helped her get a job that she had been jobless for, at that point, like 6 months. And she was on her last savings dime. And so once she got the job, she started working, making money that she had never made before. But this is what really touched my heart, money that she's making.
Right.
But it was the fact that she has a mom in Kenya. And she was able to move that mom from the rural flats that she was staying in into her own home, her own bungalow.
Wow.
The first one that she'd ever had. Those are the stories that uplift me, knowing that the person I helped get a job in America, touching her mom back home, who maybe also has siblings and aunties and families that are now feeding because of the fruit that I was able to help come to fruition.
Wow.
So that's 98
That's
stories.
amazing. Yeah. And so that's one of your motivations that bring you back. What else motivates? Sometimes people want to give up in this journey, but we talk about the aspects of resiliency, the emotional intelligence, the technical quotient. There's actually four of them. There's the emotional intelligence, the technical quotient. There is
Social quotient.
the social quotient, and there's one
Adverse.
more. Adverse, which is
AQ.
which is the resiliency.
That's resilience. Exactly.
How have you deployed especially the resiliency aspect to motivate others when they have maybe lost their jobs due to layoffs in tech and stuff like that, to help them know that they can bounce back on their job market?
The first and most important thing you must do is do not think the world's coming to an end, because it's not. A lot of times when an adverse happens, and different people have different ways of dealing with it, but most commonly is that the world is coming to an end, and that's not true.
Yeah.
So never believe that it's, you know, people always say that things, you have to suffer, you have to things come hard, but you know what the reality is, failure is part of life.
Yeah.
And one of the things EPCO has really inspired me when I listened to the conversations, one of the students mentioned she had 47 interviews reject her.
Yeah.
And she said it with a smile, like it was an achievement. She was proud that she went through 47 no's to get the yes that she needed.
Right.
So you're teaching them that failure is part of it.
Absolutely.
Embrace it and share it, like you're not afraid of it. You're not ashamed of it, but you're proud that you at least gave it a try, and you got back up. It's not about the 99 times you fall. It's about the 100th time you got up. And so for me, how I encourage people when failure happens, number one, one of the quotes that I love is fail fast and get up quicker.
Wow.
So don't let this thing feel like the end of the world, but it's just a part of it. It's a part of the journey. It's part of the sharpening and molding of who you're going to be. And a lot of times people say, whenever they finally get that yes, they start to get yeses from everybody else. And they wonder, wait, why is that all the companies all of a sudden now, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's because all those no's were sharpening you. Some of those mistakes you were making, you're improving. So now, when that yes comes, you're a perfect specimen. You're a perfect product.
Right.
So everybody can now see that. Your confidence is improved. And that's what we have to always remember is you are always going to be reflective of the confidence you have inside.
Absolutely.
So never let anything become too big, or never let yourself too high or too low. Stay even kill. You know, today is, tomorrow is never promised.
Yeah.
Enjoy today, but also continue.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
And
no, I'm
continue
saying
to
no.
do
The
it.
reality is,
Yeah.
continue to keep doing the good things that have worked, and try to upskill. Try to find other ways of making yourself learn more, making yourself become more informed about things.
What's your advice to people that are not embracing AI? What do you think about AI? Do you feel like it's gonna, as data engineers, do you feel that AI is gonna take your job and my job, or?
I'm laughing because that question that comes up all the time. You know what I always say? I love it. I want AI to come because it's going to create more work for me.
Right.
You know, people think it's going to replace our jobs. It's going to create more work for us because it's going to expose some of these gaps that we as analysts have been mentioning about how you don't have the real-time analysis.
Right.
So they're going to need people like us to help them dissect this thing.
Right.
To help them take this AI and use it to even get more results quicker
and be more
faster
efficient
and more
and
efficient.
productive. Right.
And so AI is only making our work even better.
Yeah, so I'm excited talking to Ronnie here at his house here in Mansfield, Texas. An amazing journey that he has actually done. Get into IT and be able to help motivate many people, you know, across different countries to help them transition into IT and many other, you know, professions. And I feel like he should be a motivational speaker as well because he has some really good content when it comes to, and points that will help people succeed. Yeah, so I'm here at Julian and Ronnie's home, and they are such a great inspiration. They're always, you know, coming back to motivate my team and help the data engineers that are going through the program, or either have lost their jobs and you know, trying to get rehired back. But Ronnie was talking about Julian, his mom, the way he was a great motivation, you know, to have her 3 sons, you know, do this data engineering stuff and buy, you know, beautiful homes like this one on the same street. That is just an amazing thing, Julian. How did you do it? How were you able to you know, it's an amazing story, and I think people need to hear this. How did you manage to convince all of them to get
Really,
into IT? Yeah.
It's wanting something more than you would want, like oxygen,
Yeah.
like as if you are underwater and you want
Right.
that air.
Mm-hmm.
And resilience, of course, have to trust in the divine,
Mm-hmm.
particularly,
Yeah.
and number one, and keep pushing and trusting God for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. And you know, at first, did you listen to what mom was saying?
No,
Like,
of course not.
so
You know,
what made you like? When did the light bulb turn on in your head?
She
You're
did it.
like, she did it.
She has a background in, you know, accounting, and she's, you know, economics. She has a master's, 2 master's degrees.
Wow.
And she literally said, "I'm going to prove to you that this is what you should be doing."
Yeah.
By doing it
Myself.
myself.
Yeah.
And you know, she did it.
Mm-hmm.
She passed through it, and she got a job that I was basically doing the same thing she was doing, but she was getting paid way more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically opened my eyes that there's possibilities to grow.
Yeah.
When a lot of times, especially millennials, I am the victim of this.
Yeah.
The first person that gave me a job, I felt like I owed them, because, you know, they believed in me. And so I didn't want to quit the job because I felt like I owed it to them.
Mm-hmm.
But she quickly reminded me that this corporate America, you know, first of all, in people in IT, they never really stay for more than two years, because you get stagnant and you don't feel like you are progressing as fast as you should. And so she opened my eyes to say, try to upskill,
Yeah.
try to learn something new,
Something
and
new.
improve. And you can only do that if you go out and look at
Yeah.
other opportunities.
Absolutely.
And even if you come back to the same company, they'll pay you way more,
Yeah.
because they have seen that you have gone
You've
out
made
there,
progress.
developed,
Yeah.
and you come back, and now you're going to give them more value.
Wow.
We will never do that if you stay in one place, because no matter how much you get better, they will always base your increase on your previous base salary, which will never be the full potential of what you can do.
Yeah.
And so she did it. She was successful. And in fact, I was even sitting in some of the classes she was doing, saying, I do that. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
To some point that she would say, you know what, here, do the work.
Yeah,
You know, do the work,
You
and
can do it.
I'll you know, get the
Wow.
proceeds. But anyways, it was a funny thing, but I said, you know what, you're right. So I humbled myself,
Yeah.
and I did it, and
Wow.
the rest is history. I told you this story before in your class.
So
The
when
next
she was
time-
doing the training, she would let you try to see if you can figure out what she was trying to
Absolutely.
do, and you did it, and you're like, I can do it.
And I can do it
Pretty much, yeah.
easily. And so I've shared this story with you. I was paying in taxes more money than I made in salary the previous year.
Absolutely, that's what happened to me when I joined IT. Like the amount of money I was paying in taxes was what I used to make
Yeah.
as an annual
Exactly.
income.
As an annual income.
Because your tax
That's
bracket
amazing.
goes way up,
right.
up there, you know, based on. So it's amazing to be able to see that kind of progress. But you know, you see, it's a lot of money, yes, but you're like, you know what? It's okay because I'm making more money now. I'd rather pay so much in taxes than make little money that I'm not able to, you know, sustain myself.
All the taxes.
Yeah. So that's a good, really good.
More than
too.
the money, though,
Yeah.
is the kind of work you do.
Yeah.
I feel like when I build a nice dashboard, and that dashboard goes out to become used to make decisions in the company, you
Yes.
feel like you're a part of
Absolutely.
that decision. Instead of, you know, a lot of the times when we don't upskill, then you're not able to work in certain positions that can cause you to feel pride in what you do. And we all want that. We
Yeah.
all want to feel important. If anybody's out there who
Absolutely.
doesn't want to feel important, I don't know. But, you know, so
Yeah.
this IT has
Yeah.
opened up this opportunity for you to become a
Absolutely.
part of the decision and not just part of that, you know,
Yeah.
the cogs in the machine. That analogy people always say, you're just a cog in the machine. No. You're more than a cog. You know,
Right.
you're that engine, you're the oil, you're helping drive this thing.
Absolutely. And I was reading today in Yahoo Finance, I believe, the article on Yahoo. And I used to work for Chase Bank. So Jamie Dimon, one of the smartest guys on Wall Street, my former CEO, so to speak, he actually used to say, he told us one time in a town hall meeting that you can learn something from somebody in 15 minutes that you would have spent a lifetime to learn on your own. Do you believe in that?
100%.
How so?
So different people have different experiences, and perspective is important.
Right.
I've always believed that perspective is the only thing that can change the result
Yeah.
of something without changing the fact.
A single fact.
Wow.
And so when you talk about where you learn something, sometimes we end up having roadblocks, or we end up hitting, we don't even realize we're doing it, but
Yeah.
we end up going in circles. And so until somebody can explain it to you, somebody who has already gone through that and
process,
and unpacked it, and so it's quantum leap.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the long road, even though sometimes it feels, the most admirable thing that I have pulled my bootstraps and I did this by myself.
Yeah.
That is no longer the way people work.
You're saying you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You don't have to
reinvent
reinvent
And
the
you know
wheel.
what you can use that energy for?
Yeah.
Adding on, developing.
Yes. Adding new
Work
skills,
smart,
upskilling,
not hard.
working smart.
Not hard.
Even
Wow.
whatever skill it is, you add, improve that. Use that.
Two heads are better than
brain
one.
power.
Wow.
I'll tell you something that people who like the technology, Apple, and all these companies that do apps,
Yeah.
they understood something very fundamental. Apple can hire 100 of the smartest computer scientists. They could not possibly develop all the apps the Apple Store has. Instead, what they did is called open source, where all the millions of people around the world, amateurs, professionals, everything in between,
Right.
can all play together and add to their app store.
Right.
And that's where you get the most quality and quantity
Absolutely.
of. So again, it goes to show that, the more you have access to different perspectives, the
The
faster
diversity of the knowledge base and background.
the
so to
faster
say.
we can achieve growth
Yeah.
and leap in quantum levels.
Right, right. So what I read today on Jamie Dimon, what he wrote on the paper on the Yahoo Finance, I believe it was. I will put the link on the description below. He said that the colleges or the universities are not doing enough when it comes to preparing the people for the workforce. He said that they're letting us down by not preparing people enough for the workforce. Do you believe in that?
100%. In fact, it wasn't even before that.
Yeah.
Jamie Dimon said that. I believe Steve Jobs and other people met with Barack Obama back when he was president and told him the same thing, that the universities and colleges are not preparing students for tomorrow's jobs, and they're letting them down. But it's even worse today, I believe, because there is a lack of hands-on training. There's a lack of a lot of students are theoretically sound, practically have no clue what they're doing. And what does that mean? You go get a job and all you have is a college degree. You end up, getting let go in about 3-4 months of being on the job, and that can do a lot of damage for a young person's morale.
Right.
Not
Who
even
just
regardless of age,
completed-
but if you're starting a new job and you get fired in 3 months, you lose all that morale. But it's not that you are inadequate. It's your college was not preparing you enough. So that's one of the things I want to remind folks is, don't always take failure personal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the systems in which you were brought up, you were trained, that were inadequate, and not you. And so Jamie Dimon has a lot of valid points he makes.
Absolutely. And that's why at EPCO Consulting, we don't only focus on IT consulting in terms of, helping companies manage their data or helping data engineers to transition into the IT careers or get rehired. We focus more also on helping shape our young people who are finishing college to prepare them to be more emotionally intelligent, to be more, to add value to the companies that they are on, and to get that motivation beyond, just being there or losing a job and after being there for a little bit and then losing hope completely and then ending up going back to do odd jobs with with bachelor's, with master's degrees that they have already worked so hard to do.
I
So,
really like
yeah.
EBCO's holistic approach because basically they are trying to take care of every area of someone's process. Like during this transition, they are taking care, preparing you with skills, but also with both soft skills and the technical skills you may need, either in the transition process or in getting the job, but also in maintaining that job.
Absolutely.
Even
Retention.
growing and
retention.
retention
And promotion.
Promotion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, as we speak, we have had two families or two data engineers that work for Microsoft, among other big companies like Chase Bank, of course, that we have created that impact in not only in these families but also in the companies that these data engineers are working at. But it is a testament of the community that we are in reshaping people's lives. And I believe there's this book that says Mindset is the New Psychology of Success, and by Carol Dweck. And so that book I always recommend it to my people that I coach. And also there's the other book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen. I also always recommend that book because it talks about great skills that you can have. Do you both believe that you can actually have very high technical skills and still not get a job in IT?
Absolutely.
1000%.
Wow.
One of my closest friends early on in my career, smartest guy I've ever known. Dude was just super brain, but he never got the promotions he needed. He never got to advance as far as he should have. And because he lacked that ability to market himself, the ability to explain his work, and to basically see, the art of being an analyst doesn't just come from the technical side, but the ability to communicate your findings and just tell the story in such a way that inspires or drives change. The goal is decisions. The goal is to get a reaction, actionable insights.
Correct.
So you don't want to be somebody who's just doing tasks. A task doer, those are people who are going to get replaced by automation. So if you know your job can be replaced or can be basically done by simply following a simple 3-4 steps, you're in trouble. But if you know that you can create a unique approach to a problem, then you're going to have that value.
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely, it's more than technical. Technical does help.
Yeah, but you do also need those soft skills, as we say, which is why, as Julian mentioned, at EBCO Consulting, we also help to build you in those soft skills area because you need them. It's not just the technical quotient that you need, but you also need that emotional intelligence to be able to have the social awareness, have the self-awareness on how to relate and work with other people. So that has, one of those things that I always embrace. And, also networking like this with Ronnie and Ronnie's mom here and many others. They are always having some great networking event. We've even come and met at their house before for a networking event. But what would you say, what do you believe about the what we normally say that your network is your net worth?
A funny thing that is happening right now, there's a wedding in India that is getting ready to happen for this wealthy family. And one of the interesting things that I noted about the wedding was the guests who attended this wedding. Now, remember, the gentleman is the son of the wealthiest Indian alive, and I think the 3rd or 4th richest man alive. But his guests were Bill Gates, were CEO of Microsoft, CEO of NVIDIA, all these top tech companies or top financial institutions. They had leaders of these. And I asked my mom, I said, what are the chances this wedding is actually a business meeting? Because how many business deals get broken in casual meetings?
Yes.
So it goes to show you that these billionaires, they hang out around each other, and that's how they crack deals and partnerships, and new ideas can come out of that.
Yes.
It's not from just one person having all the ideas. No, it's networking. It's going to birthdays and weddings, and so 100% your network is your net worth.
Right.
Show me your
think
friends,
that's-
I'll tell you how wealthy you're gonna be.
You know, Grant Cardone is the one who likes to say your network is
Is your network.
your network. But he also adds on that your contacts lead to your contracts.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Say that
your
again.
contacts
Your
are your
contacts
contracts.
Your contracts.
And your contracts is your money.
Yes. Wow. You see?
Yeah.
So those are amazing to conceptualize and actually put them into practice. That's why whenever I have something and I call you guys, you show up. Whenever you have something and you call me, I show up because I want to come and benefit from that type of networking. But I want to thank you both. It's been great having you guys here at LWV channel.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for watching.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Always nice.
Always nice. And remember to hit that subscribe, share, and comment below, and let us know what you think about that. Until the next episode, we'll see you next. Thank you so much. So this is Julian's family house. So herself and her 3 sons have bought these 3 houses basically here on this street. And it's such an inspiration to be in IT and being able to work hard and build such a great investment. So, yep. So this is the first one here on the left, and their second house here, and their third house right here. Such a big. So great to network and get to know them as friends, and I feel like they're part of my family now. So whatever you put your mind to it, you can do it.